have this hat that I thrifted and it like never looks good because I just can't get it to look like the brim of it to look good. I don't know if I need to like get it wet and try to shape it. It's such a cute hat, but it's just like, it's not doing it. Anyway, good morning. I'm at the property. Yeah, I come up here every day to check on the kittens, and to check on my plants. And it's really interesting to me because I have these 2 banana plants that are actually native bananas, and they've just been killing it. And what I've noticed is a lot of my little trees that I planted when they were like 4 or 5 inches tall are doing so much better than the trees that I got when they were like 3 or 4 feet tall, or even planted at 3 or 4 feet tall. And I don't know if it's because they're so small, they just like incorporate their root system a lot faster and grow faster, or I don't know. I've always heard like the best way to plant fruit trees is from seed, but that can be kind of like difficult as well. But yeah, everything's just doing really good up here. We're supposed to get a lot of rain in the next few days, so I just want to come check. No sign of any cats yet, but there's a little river behind our property and I'm gonna hike to it and just go for a little dip, because before it rains it just gets really hot and muggy, and I have the day off today, so I was just gonna film and edit and like cook food and do all those good things. So that's what we're gonna do today. Also, the sugar cane behind me has been taken off. Look how tall it is. It's way taller than me. Actually, you know what? Everything's growing pretty well. Like, look at this moringa. Planted this from seed. Something I love to do is just like peel off the leaves. Eat some. It's just like a vitamin. It's spicy. It's like, if you guys have ever had moringa, let me know. I know a lot of people get like the dried powders and stuff, but when it's a fresh leaf like this, it's super spicy. Like spicy hot, but like it's got this like kick to it. And then this is my katuk. This is almost as tall as me. So this is called sweet leaf as well, and you can also eat the little berries that grow in it, which my neighbors told me, which I didn't know, but hence the name. The leaves are very sweet. Almost kind of tastes like a really mild stevia. All my little papayas are doing good. I got a lot of papayas in this small area. There's just like mucho of them. The big one.
Sway there in all the colors, sunlight, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors, sunlight.
I love how there's ferns that grow on the rocks. How beautiful though, huh? You could literally stay out here all day.
Memory washed in every shade of green in all the colors. Remember the lazy river day canoe.
So we have gotten a little bit derailed with our build. Things just are not going as planned, which they never do, but this is kind of setting us back a few weeks, maybe even a month. I mean, this always happens, and some of the things that have happened, well, they all actually are good things. So first of all, where our tiny house was gonna go, it just like, when we mapped it out and put the post in the ground and strung up the string, we were just like, this is just not a good spot. Like, it was just kind of in the middle of everything, and it just would have been really awkward. So we changed the spot where our tiny house is going, and in doing that, we had to do a ton more yard work and just like getting things moved around because we had prepped that entire spot. So we had to prep an entirely new spot, and it's just been a lot of work, and we've had a lot of people helping us, luckily. But that's number one. This is a much better spot, so it's not a huge deal. And then we're actually leaving for like the next week, so that derails us again. And yeah, this happens every time. Like, every time you plan to do anything, it just doesn't work out exactly the way you wanted to. And it's funny because there's our water tanks. We literally have everything to build this house like just sitting here, so we're just very excited to get going. I just got back from my little river adventure and took a shower. I'm gonna make some veggie pancakes for lunch, which actually just worked out as well, and that's why my arm is shaking so bad. I just did like an upper body workout. Give me a second. But I'm starving, so I'm gonna make these veggie pancakes. I don't think I've ever made them on my YouTube channel before, but I did make them on my Instagram once. But they're so good. They're like they're veggie pancakes. Like, they're savory pancakes. They're not really breakfast food. They're like a Asian dish that's really popular. And they have this like savory dressing or dip sauce. I can't even think right now. I'm so hungry. But yeah, I'm gonna go make that. I'll show you guys how I make them, because if you've never had them, you definitely need to try them. They're so good. All right, you guys, so this is a really simple dish to make. You can use whatever veggies you like. My favorite thing to do is to use carrots, mushrooms, zucchini, and onion. But I feel like the key to this recipe is to chop everything super fine, because it's just better. All right, just trust me. So you're gonna chop stuff like as finely as you can. You could even use like a mandolin if you wanted to. Then you're gonna want like a decent sized bowl for this. I'm gonna move my veggies here, because we're gonna mix all this together. I'm gonna actually put my oven or my stovetop on like medium low. Our stovetop now is propane, and it's insane how much hotter it gets than the electric one that we had in Arizona. So we're gonna add half a cup of flour, and I would say the half a cup makes enough for one person. All right, so we got half a cup of flour. I like to add turmeric in here. We do turmeric and like a little bit of salt, just for the color. And then a whisk really works best for this. So you're just gonna want to whisk together the dry ingredients. Then we're gonna add in 3/4 of a cup of water. And you just want basically like a pancake consistency. And you can also use like a gluten-free flour for this. A lot of people like to use chickpea flour, but I mean, it's not gonna turn out exactly like a gluten flour, but if you're used to using a gluten-free flour, I'm sure you'll be happy with it. You want to just be like that. And we're gonna add in our veggies right into this batter. And then we're just gonna basically like coat the vegetables in the pancake mix. I like to obviously pack the veggies into this, so it's kind of more like just instead of it being like a pancake for me, it's more of just like tempura vegetables. We're gonna need a little bit of spray oil. I just like to use the avocado oil. Unless you have the most non-stick pan in the world, you're gonna want to use a little bit of this. And then you just want to spread out pancake mix. The best thing to do is really just like smash it flat when you first put it in the pan. This is what they look like. And then you just take a piece like this and dip it in the sauce. It's so good. So this morning, my neighbor is coming over because there's a beehive in this electrical panel here, and it's just not ideal for the bees to be in there. They've been there for a while. And he's like a super rugged, off-grid, he's like the fruit forest guy that I was talking about that gave me all my fruit trees. Well, they both are. Super adventurous, just knowledgeable people. Like the people you want to be your neighbors when the end of the world is coming. So I'm really grateful that they're my neighbors. But they're coming over this morning to remove these bees and move them to a bee box on their property, where they will have a better home. And it's really ideal to have bees on your property if you can, because bees are kind of going extinct. So if you have your own hive of bees, then you have bees to pollinate your fruit trees and your garden and all of the things that we need bees for. So it's really good to save the bees, is what I'm trying to say.
Utility boxes are just going to get more and more propolised up, and if anybody has to come work on this, it's going to be an expensive job to have somebody come in professionally and remove them, because they also don't know what they're getting into. Typically takes all day, and unless you make a special request with your bee removal guy, a lot of times they get in people who are willing to exterminate them because it's cheaper. You know, they could just go in and spray the whole thing and just core it out and get it out of there, instead of having to worry about the more delicate method of removal, where we're going to be saving brood, and hopefully we vacuum up the queen and we can tell, because all the bees will want to be trying to get to her, and hopefully we can get the majority of these bees and their queen.
Meyer lemon tree, but sometimes the lemons get so ripe that they look like oranges, and they're so sweet and delicious. But you can pick them a little bit underripe and they will ripen a tiny bit. These are be fine. It also depends, like these are just sweeter, these are more sour, but I like to have sour ones for some dishes that I make. Like look at these ones, they're so orange. They're gonna be so sweet. It's just crazy that this is a lemon. We also got a ton more long guns because Autumn brought her fruit pruner over. So many. It was just like way easier to use a pruner than it was for me to use my little fruit basket thing, but This is probably like 10 pounds. So I'm just going to do this while they get the rest of the bees. Oh yeah, more lungs. So blessed. It's delicious. It's going good.
Yeah, there's just a lot more than they thought. Way more hives and stuff.
Yeah. You having fun?
Having the greatest time of my life.
Really? I'm surprised.
No,
you
it's cool to see how it all like forms and stuff like that.
I'm surprised you suited up. I was just getting lemons and I don't know. Every time I come up here, you guys are still like
There's a lot in there.
a lot of bees.
A lot of comb.
Oh.